Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And we understand that narcissists can detect, or they can scent, they can feel the scent of chosen ones. So I've had several different people in my life, could feel me, could feel my presence as I was either, coming to visit someone in the vicinity, and I would see those people, standing out, looking around, and they would have a negative look on their face. Okay, and we, as chosen ones, we have to understand how to cloak our energy. And I have talked about this before to you, that I have been able to cloak my energy for a very long time. A lot of chosen ones will have to be trained on how to do this. In many cases, when a person, a narcissist, a spiritual narcissist, a toxic person, or just simply a demonic person can scent you, they can feel your energy, then they will try to set up on where that frequency is coming from. They will try to lay tricks for you. And in many cases, they will fail. And again, I had this problem before with landlords. I'm trying to tell them about the dilapidated building. And, they're trying to tell me that, they've won awards for, the entire years that they've worked for the company. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the mold in the building. And this person, every time that I would, come into the building, they would be standing out in the lobby as if they were looking for someone who is that frequency coming from. So that's what they're looking for. Okay, and we again, I do my courses. When you do a online session with me, then I teach you how to, lower that frequency. I teach you how to cloak your frequency. Okay, so one of the ways that we want to do that is to always be humble. Is to always be humble, to always be grateful to God. That's one of, that's the most important ways that you can cloak your energy, is to be grateful to God, because these people, they're not walking on the earth in humility. They're walking with arrogance. They're walking with pride. So this is a way that we can make sure that we cloak our power, our frequency, that we can cloak our energy. Okay, so these people can pick up on all of these frequencies, these energy, our power. They can pick up on it because they have been setting up on people. They are experienced with abusing and hurting people, who carry this type of light. They want to abuse these types of people. They want to abuse the chosen ones, the empath, the believers, the righteous. They want to siphon that energy. They want to manipulate that energy. They want to destiny swap with you. So the way that we cloak this type of energy is, first of all, it like I say, by praying, by walking in humility, and making sure that, we are grateful. And gratitude means praying. That means prostrating. We're doing those things that we know that those narcissists are not going to be able to do. We're repenting to God. We're saying something to them that's going to make them flee. We're wearing the sense that's going to make them flee from us. I don't mind washing my hair in mint. I don't mind washing my hair in hyssop so that it smells like that. I don't mind that my breath smells like mint. I don't mind if my breath smells like hyssop. I don't mind if my body smells like hyssop, so that these entities are identified and they have to flee away from me. It breaks that frequency. They're no longer able to pick up on that frequency when you have spiritual baths in certain herbs, in certain elements. So these people, and I'm going to tell you now how I know that these people can pick up on frequencies, because we can do that as well. Have you ever had that person that you knew, you thought about that person and you knew that they were going to call you and they called? That's picking up on a person's frequency, their power. Okay? Have you ever thought about a person and they walked into the room? That's picking up on a person's frequency. Now, you might say that, High Oracle, you're grasping at straws. Okay, so now we have to go to the Holy Quran. We're going to, Yusuf 12:94, where Jacob, had the scent. He could sense his son. He could sense his son, and the scent of Joseph's shirt over Jacob's face, brought him back from being, in silent melancholy, from being sick, from his eyes failing. Okay, so this is how we also know that if chosen ones have this type of, frequency, we can pick up on these types of frequencies. Then we know that these narcissists want to corrupt these types of frequencies. They want to harm people. They want to use these types of frequencies to isolate you so that they can take this power, so that they can take this frequency for themselves. Okay? And you have to be able to understand how to, cloak this energy. Cloaking this energy is very important when you are young and you do not know how to use, your gifts yet. So these are some of the things that, we have to also look and understand in the story of Joseph. He was isolated and picked on, by his older siblings because he did not know how to cloak his energy and, use that cloaking mechanism. He didn't know his gifts. He couldn't cloak his gifts yet. And they were able to see that light up on him. They were able to understand that he would be great one day. And they wanted to take that and they wanted to extinguish that for themselves so that they can have and be the apple of their father's eye, so that they can have the code, so that they can have that dream, so that they can stop that dream. So this is what the narcissists want to do. And I wanted to use this story, and I want you to read this story. This is one of my favorite stories, guys. So I want you to read this story. Yusuf in the Holy Quran, and that's Surah 12. And you want to read the story of Joseph in the Holy Bible as well, if you're Christian, so that we can understand how these people are able to pick up on your frequency, how they're able to, understand your energy signature. Okay? They want to take these gifts for themselves. They want to take your blessings for themselves. And, this is a perfect example of that in the story of Joseph. So, I wanted you to have this information. I want you to be able to use this information in order to protect yourself. And I want you to reach out to me and book your life coaching sessions and your video chat sessions so that I can train you how to cloak your energy from these types of people, from these spiritual narcissists in your homes, in your relationships, especially if you're unable to get away from them, like, a young child, or, like Joseph in this story. If you're in a marriage that you're unable to move away from these types of people, you can definitely cloak your energy and, transmute negative energy that person is sending. So I teach these things in my sessions, in my video chat sessions, and you can book these types of sessions by going to my website. I hope that you have received this message. Please donate to my channel and sow an offering with me. Like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. You can book your one-on-one life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.